So here, there's one of the cow feeders, and they weren't working very well. This one is going to be next one to be stripped of all its plants, but this one's already been done. And I've been locally to get some alpines. I've decided I want it to be an alpine bed. So here are some of the plants. I may do another video on that, go through it as I build the alpine bed, show you what I do. That's a nice little shrub. Never gets very big. That's Catinus Young Lady, so if you're looking for something small, that's a great one, especially for a pot. In fact, I keep it in a pot. It never does very well for me in the garden, so I keep it in a pot now. Hostas are doing great this year. I think everybody's hostas are doing well. I've talked to other people and theirs are doing the same. Just a great start to the year, I think. That's what it's down to. Nothing magical about growing them. Feed them is the one thing I would say do to them. I feed all my plants that are in pots every week without fail. The ones in the garden I don't. I simply go round at the beginning of the year and put some fish blood and bone down or some chicken pelleted manure, which helps. Yeah, it's looking good. Looking very good. I'll show you me standing out area. Well, it's the nursery area. It looks good. Loads of plants in here. I'm starting to do a few more sales. Decided I will attend a few places and do those sales. Make a bit of money, keep the garden going. Somebody's got to pay for it. This little bit here is more wildlifey. Flowers have yet to come onto these plants. They won't be very long, but they are more wildlifey type plants. This buddleia is about to flower now. Look at it. This is why it's called Bressingham Bountiful, because of the sheer amount of flowers that it produces. I'm sure that is the reason. If Adrian ever watches this video, maybe you can tell me why it's called Bressingham Bountiful. It's looking good. This has got quite a few miscanthus. Well, I say quite a few miscanthus. It was supposed to be the miscanthus bed, and I've ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miscanthus in here. So not as many as I'd intended, but you've got to remember, you need to give them space, miscanthus. They need the space, or they don't produce as good a plant. But we'll show you those more as and when they start flowering. I'll turn around and show you this bit. It's lovely. That grass there on the left is called Lamprophysis hyaneronomy. I love it. I absolutely love it, actually. But it's failing is it needs about 4 foot, because it's a bit of a big leaf, not big leaves, but spreading leafed one. So you really need to allow it space to do that. And it has 2 flowering periods. I say this all the time, but it has 2 flowering periods. It will have another one I think about September, October time. It'll reflower, send up more flowers. But I just love it. It's good for a dry area. So if you've got a dry area where you simply can't grow anything because it's too dry, try that, but make sure that you do water it in well till it gets established, and then it will carry on. But if you're going to put it in a dry area, also make sure that it's not a damp and cold area in winter, because they really don't like that. This is the ideal area for this. I've had it in other parts of the garden and it did okay, but it outgrew its situation. So I've now put it here, and hopefully that'll be okay long term. Calamagrostis, Cal Forster, you know that's my favourite grass. A sterile hybrid. It does produce the odd seedling. You'd be very unfortunate to get one, or very fortunate. Depends how you look at it. It's in what I call the second period now. It's in a period where it opens its seed heads to give this beautiful look. Don't know if this is going to focus in for you. But it has that lovely soft texture. And here I have it mass planted. This is one of the reasons I've got it, because of that effect once the wind hits it, especially at this time of year when it's just opening the seed heads. Now they will tighten up as it goes through this phase and then eventually turn straw coloured, but it will carry on right through to next year. It's a beauty. To the right of it, I planted this one. This is Calamagrostis Waldenbusch. And I've planted this one as a contrast and to show you the difference between Carl Forster, the one on the right, and Waldenbusch, the more bright coloured one. Both of them are brilliant. This time of the year, I love Waldenbusch because of that look. But Carl Forster long term, I guess that's the one that has the edge on it. Phylloxerums are doing well. Not as well as they have been. This is the best one, but this gets a lot more moisture where it is than the other ones I've got in the garden. Border's looking all right. It's re-establishing. If you remember, I had that cow drinker there, but I've replanted it and added plants. Put the old ones in, so they're doing okay as well. The ferns, I must say, are doing really well. I bought another one of that one there. Can't remember its name. But I bought a little tiny one of those yesterday to add to it. There's always room for another. That Persicary looks good. I thought it would do well there, and it is doing well there. Brunera is looking nice. I still can't remember if that's a seedling. I think it is. Whereas this one is Alexander's Great. This is definitely not a seedling. I planted this here and in other areas, and it's doing okay. One thing that you must do when we've got hot weather, in fact just do it anyway, is put some water in your garden. Any little vessel will do. In this case, it's a dolly tub underneath and then an old tin dustbin lid upturned, and you can see there's water in there, and the birds will come flying in for you, and you really do need to help them out. It's not just birds that come in, the bees come into it, the insects come into it, everything comes into it. In fact, we had a little dragonfly down here yesterday, so I'm assuming it was coming in for some of that water as well. It's so important. You really do need to put some sort of a drinking vessel somewhere. Got a little Knifophia here. This is called Tawny King, and I put it there because I had an accidental marriage several years ago of that very Knifophia and the grass behind it, and once the grasses turn and there's more flowers on the Knifophia, they are a beautiful pairing. They look really good together. This rose continues to impress me. It's Lilac Bouquet. Smaller climber. Doing all right. I've had to squash it up actually because it was coming out of, well, it was actually coming out into the borders, or splaying out into the borders. And I was originally going to tie it up with string or wire all the way across there, and that's what I'm intending to do. I'm going to put wire across there to keep it constrained. Not ideal, but it'll work. The polo looks great. Everything through the polo, I don't know why, but just looking through that window makes it look great. And having gone up to York Gate Garden, I realised that I'd obviously in my mind I'd copied that without realising it. Yes, you do. And it's in their potting shed, or they've got a round window in their potting shed. So maybe I didn't copy it because I got access to the window. If I was copying it, I'd probably put it into a brick building, but I've put it into this cloister pergola section, and it looks really good. I'm always looking to put something weird and wonderful. It gains interest and it makes people want to come and view your garden. And let's face it, we all do want people to come and view the garden, even if we say we don't. We do. What's the point in building it if you don't let anyone come and look at it? No point at all. It always looks good from here. I stand here sometimes and just look. The cloister pergola itself is doing well. Obviously the birch is still looking great. I love it, that Jacumontii. We've included new plants here this year, and I'm really happy, to be honest. I've got some really good plants now that are really starting to make a difference. Very nice. I've got the Kiran Gossamer in the background, right at the back, right over the back there. It's sat in there, and that's going to do fantastic next year. Roses are doing well in this area, as you can see. So remember, roses can be shrub roses, climbers, pillar roses. There's quite a lot of different types, and you've got to think long and hard before you put them in, because you may choose the wrong type. Now, I wouldn't say I chose the wrong type here, but the big tall one, let's zoom you up to it. The big tall one, the white one up there at the very top, that's Madame Alfred Carrier, and it's a climber, or a rambler actually. I know it is a rambler. It was listed as a climber, but it's actually a rambler, so it gets taller. But I like it there. I mean, it's gone way above where it should have done, and there will come a point where I will just simply take an edge trimmer and just trim it straight back down. I won't even bother to actually prune it in. I will just cut it with the edge trimmer, take it down, and you'll be surprised how many flowers come back once you do that. This is a, well, it's classed as a pillar rose, and that's Starlight Symphony, and it's such a good doer. And if you're looking for one for good hips at the end of the year, that's a good one. It produces massive hips. Good area this, I like it. In fact, it's probably my favourite. Every time I come here, it just, I don't know, it's just got this feeling. It's just, I don't know how to explain it really. It gives me a sense of calmness when I come round here. Maybe it's something to do with naming it the Cloister Pergola, the churchy type thing. Who knows? So that one there I'm calling a bit of a mule, because I think it's a cross between two different grasses. And I think the two could be Acnophorum calamagrostis and Calamagrostis Waldenbusch. I don't know. I thought it was Acnophorum calamagrostis, but it's definitely not. But it's very nice, very tall. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to see what happens over the next couple of years, and we'll make our judgment then. Rosa glauca is now looking good. It's producing loads of hips, and I'll leave those. This is one of the roses that will set seeds around for you, should you want them. But it also is a bit of a spreading shrub, so you need to remember that when you're planting that one. But I've got it, it doesn't show so well on the camera, but that is 1, 2, 3, 4 stems there, so it's more of a multi-stem. I've grown that, and that is intentional. I've had to tie this euphorbia up because it does flop, and I have given it a bit of support. And there's nothing wrong with giving plants support. In the early days when I used to do gardening, I used to say if they can't support themselves, then I don't plant them. But those days are long gone now, and I accept that some plants will need a bit of guidance and a bit of support, and that's what that's got. I just like it. It's Excalibur, and it's 7 foot, doing really well where it is. I think it's getting more height because it's in a bit of a shade, or part shade. It does get enough sun through the day. At the minute you can see it's in part shade, but we are early morning. So this is a calamagrostis again. Don't share this one enough. A bit mean really. Don't want too many people to know about this one because it's a beauty. It has that creamy yellow stem, and it runs right up into the actual seed heads. It's what I like, and it produces the same cream stem into the seed heads. Very nice and tall. Not as tall as Cal Forster, and it is in shade, so that's not really its ideal location, but this proves that it can take it. Got a nice Lythrum here, about to come out. And the Ligularia Barevii, looking good. And there's a acanthus here. Now, I know this acanthus is a known type or a known variety. I'm trying to see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm looking at it now through the camera. So it's a spiky one, and it's commonly called Burr's Britches. Now, I put that in there years ago, moved it because I wasn't happy where it was originally. Then I took it away again, then put it back again, and then took it away again. That's what I'm like. I do things like that. It's daft, but it's how you learn. And I know that once you've got this plant, you will never ever lose it. And this is the case here. It's here. I actually took it away eventually and removed as much as I could, knowing full well that any little bit I left would come up again. And there we are, it's coming up. But it's a beauty. Don't be afraid of it just because you can never get rid of it. I know it sounds daft, but it's a good plant and it'll get taller than that. But I know it's a variety, but I don't know which one, because I had 3 or 4 good varieties when I came here. And because I moved it around so much, I lost the plant in the pot. So threw away the label, didn't want it because I didn't need it. But there you are, it's growing. Doing well, so it is what it is. It's the ideal weather for these, so I wanted to get taller. The original idea was it was going to form almost a tunnel effect here. Don't think that's going to happen, but it is going to produce a lovely shrub, which it is doing. The new growth is good. Flower arrangers love this one because when you cut it or prune it back, you have these black stems that you cut out, which are really nice. Certainly worth having. The reason the tripod ladders are there is because I've been deadheading Rosa Gertrude Jekyll. Now you can see there's only a few left. They've gone over really quickly this year. In fact, let's move that ladder because it is a bit annoying. And you see it there, so we'll just throw it against this edge for now because I'm a bit idle. While we're here, let's show you this. Gooseberries, goosecogs. Never planted them in this edge line, but there's lots of them. There you go. Is it ready yet? Nah, too early. There's loads of them. I can get a full bowl full out of this edge. They're all along it. And when I did clip it earlier in the year, I made sure that I left plenty of it inside the edge itself so that I would get these fruits. And I have. So another month and that'll taste lovely. They always do. Don't know what the variety is. They just came in on the cells. I'll buy the cells. I love walking around at this time of the morning. That just looks good again. The polo, it's just coming into its own now. I knew it was going to look good when I put it there. The roses, look at the roses. Let's lift you up to the roses. There you go, looking nice, looking very nice. I've got clematis. This one's called Dark Eyes. Love this one. It's the only clematis I've got now. I've lost my other ones, but this one carries on. It's a Viticella, so it should be a bit later than this, but again, everything's flowering early. But it is a beauty. I never do anything to this one. I don't even clip it back. I just guide it up here onto the barbed wire, but I don't do anything other than that. As you can see, there's dead bits in it. Now, some people get a real funny and want to keep everything tidy, but I'm more of a messy gardener now. Well, not a messy gardener, an untidy gardener, and I don't mind it too much. Never ever make your garden too tidy. Nature is meant to be messy. That spirea is looking good now. I'm not sure how to prune this one, so I'm going to do a little bit of research because I've only had this one 2 years, and it's one called Spirea hayatana, and it's quite a nice one. I do like it. Some nice plants in here. I've got fern, brunera, another fern, 2 hostas here, and another fern. Looking really good. Oh, God, it's got a lovely feeling of seclusion in here now. I can't really give you that feeling unless you sat here. Let's try and get the camera so you can get a bit of it. Because above me, I've got roses, and to the left of me, roses, and it's all encasing this now. It's just so nice. If you've got this type of feature in, just clothe it in everything you could put. I could put more clematis on here. I could put the ivy, definitely. People are shy of ivy, but put ivy up as well. And I've got a piece of ivy, but it's not going as quick as I would have liked it to. In fact, is it still there? Is it still? Yes, it is. So let's show you if we can. There we go. It's on that pillar there. You probably just, let's zoom in on it if we can. There you go. And that's one called Ivy Buttercup. It goes buttercup the older it gets, and it prefers more sun. So that's a good one. Go back again. And it's looking good in here. It catches you sometimes. The views catch you because you're not expecting some of them, like the sun coming through to the side and the grass behind the birch. What a picture that is. That's beautiful. Unintentional. It wasn't planned. That, as I said, that was a self-set, that grass. There is another grass there called Jurava Ichu, which you can't see at the minute. It's just starting to flower. I'll show you that again at some point when the seed heads get a bit longer, because they make about a good foot, if not more, the seed heads themselves. But the grass behind it's doing really well, so quite impressed with it. But as I said, I think it's a mule. Astrantias, Muriel's gift. He's doing well. We're getting to the point now where these are going to set seeds all over the place. I will give that, in fact I ought to do it now really, but I'll give it another week and then we'll probably start chopping down some of those flowers, and maybe not them all, but a few of them, just to tidy up. And that's only because I want to prevent too many seedlings. Another fern here, great fern. Lovely fern that. You see what ferns do. Everything drops into the centre. And actually, when winter comes, that actually helps to protect the crown. But for now, we'll remove that. We don't need it in there yet. There's more croziers in there. I wonder if they'll come up. There you go. So we don't need them. And if you've got tree ferns, that's the kind of thing that you want to happen to your tree fern. You want to stuff it with, I don't know, straw probably is the best thing. I used to put straw on mine. I ain't got no tree ferns anymore. I used to have them at another house where I had 6 or 7 rather large ones, which were beautiful. But I haven't got any here. And I used to stuff them with straw. And at first I used to wrap the body as well. But if you can get them into an area where they're going to get more protection, then you don't need to bother. I mean, you certainly don't need to bother with this type of fern. These are fine. But when you've invested 150, 200, 300 pound in a tree fern, you don't want it to die. So keep it in a shady area, more protected, away from the wind, and protect it in winter. So there's the Kieran Gossamer I just mentioned a minute ago. It's looking good. It's there. I knew it'd take well in here. It's going to cover this beautifully. There's an epimedium for the epimedium lovers. Oh, there's a weed. I can't do it. My OCD won't let me do this. I've got to take it out when I see it. There's loads more, but I'm going to have to leave some of them. Yeah. That's better. Already flowered. And it will get bigger year on year. The clump will expand year on year. And then at some point I will have to control it a little bit, because it will want to come into the fern and it will want to go into the geranium the other side. Hopefully it'll go under that hydrangea, which would be pretty good. It's a very soft one, this. Can you hear that? It's nice. That's an Asperia type. Sargentiana. Nice. Very small, because it's come from several gardens, well, 2 other gardens before I settled it here again. And obviously I just take splits really for it, or from it. Oh, that birch, he just looks so good through there. With that grass. That grass is just such a good marriage. Yeah, right. Come on, let's carry on. The Ligustitium's looking good. We're going to definitely put more of those now we've got the seedlings. But they will be another year before they actually produce flowers. The Veronicastrum doing good. I've got a few now in the garden, just starting to flower this one. It's a young plant. Not been in there long. In fact, it's probably been in there a month and a half. But next year it'll have more flower heads. That one's called Lavendel Term, a real tall one, and it'll get taller than that. But it's new in. The first of the Miscanthus seed heads are starting to come up. This is Poseidon. Not very big yet. It gets massive. But they always tend to do this. They send one little seed head up. They're almost testing it to see if it's worth sending them up. It's looking good actually, this border. Still a little bit more work to do in it. Still One or two changes I might make with the planting. There'll be nothing going in there man-made, but the planting will probably have a little bit of a jiggery pokery. Poppies are doing well this year. That one's looking, I don't like these dissected leaf ones. I like it to be a deep colour. I like the reds and the purples, the deep reds and purples. And that's not really floating my boat, but we'll leave them in there. Oh, this looks good again. The Rheum palmatum is nearly at the point where I'm going to chop down those seed heads now. The lovely red colour. I must say I never ever find any seedlings from that. Not ever. This is the boardwalk border. So what I'm going to do on this video, I'm going to split it into two halves. We're going to call that part one, and then if you check in another week or a couple of weeks time, you'll see part two, and it'll be a carry on from this point here. Okay, I'll talk to you on the next one. Ta-da.